Yep.
Okay, my bad. I thought you meant the first one that was sent. Usually that would be the lowest one on the list. Okay, my bad. I understand now. Thank you for pointing that out, though. Okay,
Yeah, as soon as I seen it, I knew it was the wrong one.
Okay, yeah. Thanks for stopping me. Appreciate that.
Woo! Look at that ugly mug. Woo!
Hey, GS, take a look at the private chat.
Yes, sir.
I thought I was ugly. Look at that man. Woo!
Okay. Which one? The one that I read earlier?
No, the one she put one up afterwards. It's kind of already scrolled up.
Oh.
Well, I'm going to answer that. She's actually putting up the tent in the backyard.
Uh-oh.
Joe, I thought you were trying to lead us to a legitimate, serious comment. You just ruined the whole thing.
Nah, I didn't. No, I made. It's my chance to pick on you a little bit.
We got TKA Ranch 1. Is that the real TKA? That is right. I just want to make sure that somebody. All right. I'm echoing. All right, so this is him in Massachusetts.
Hey, can you tell me what's going on?
A little bit further back.
I'll comply with you. I just don't.
A little further back.
Yeah, right.
You guys almost crashed.
Yeah, that's probably good. Maybe a little bit further.
Looking
up,
at me, I
forward.
Further up. Okay.
Yeah, about right there.
Someone said that Jonathan Lee Richards is going to be here.
Yep, this is good.
And he was gonna.
Okay.
He's gonna press the turtle boy. Get out of here! Oh shit! There's a press conference in front of the building. I wonder if we're allowed to go record over there. Someone said that there's a huge buffer zone over here, man, and you can't go anywhere or do anything unless you're the press. So hopefully it's not.
Special shout out to Lion One. I did, by the way, another shameless plug. Love their soap. Lion One is the other half. I'm not going to say better half because I really get that's super cringe, But anyway, 50% of the relationship known as the Rabbit. I'm sorry, store.therabbit.info. Not a sponsor, by the way. Just really do believe. Oh, hold on. Oh, no. What did I do? I got to remove the comment so you can read the rest of it. Really do believe in their products. Matter of fact, Mother Pucker is my favorite. I hesitate to tell you that because I don't want it to get sold out every freaking month. But that said, it is to die for. It is freaking absolutely amazing, and it is desert approved. A great soap. I've yet to put a better bar of soap. No effing way. Well, look who it is. Who are you? Tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do?
Hey, what's up, guys? Everybody knows who I am. I work, whatever. My thing is roll this back 30 seconds. Just 30 seconds.
Thank you for that, Killer. I was wondering if anybody would have seen it. I've seen it. I know exactly where it's at.
So anybody who knows anything about this Karen Reed knows this judge is a big stickler about this buffer zone bullshit. She was the whole last trial. It is a zero fuck around area. That if you go there and you are not mainstream media, you will be arrested. Everybody who covers this knows. So this is one of those things where everybody's like, oh, you should know the laws before you go and you fuck around. Well, guess what? You should have known the rules before you went and fucked around in front of this particular courthouse with this whole big trial going. But if you watch at the telephone pole right in front of him, there is literally a sign that says entering buffer zone.
Second pole in front of him, you see the little white square about a quarter of the way up of the pole?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay. And you guys missed it.
Where is it? I missed it.
No, just keep going. Keep playing.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's actually why I had you start it from there, too, to see if you guys see it. Yeah.
Good morning, ma'am. How are you? Hey. Is Jonathan Lee Richards going to be here? Someone said that Jonathan Lee Richards is going to be here. And he's going to press the turtle boy.
So encouraging what What does that mean? Press Turtle Boy, try to pick a fight with him? Some like shiz happens fanatic or something?
Get out of here!
See that big ass white sign right
Oh, shit,
there?
this is press
That's literally the buffer zone sign. So it's not even like it's the one on the pole. Yes.
Yeah, keep going.
Conference in front of the building.
Well, come on, hold up. You think Bao can read?
Well,
Oh, good
you
point.
know,
Well, to be fair,
Sorry about that.
He was in the army. Wasn't he in
Yes.
the army?
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
I did say that in Ruff's chat. I was like, maybe he didn't notice because it wasn't English.
well, if Bao ends up going to trial on this, or if he fights it in any way, this is not enough notice, in my opinion.
No, but see, he fucked up, Brick, because when he got arrested, he admitted he knew there was a buffer zone. He knew he entered the buffer zone. But then he played dumb after he already said he knew he was within the buffered zone.
Okay,
Right.
so
I would like to, Brick, if you don't mind, I would like to hear why you believe that's not enough notice, because I believe it is. I'm just curious your take as to why it's not.
Okay, so typically with what I guess you could call a buffer zone. I mean, I don't know why there would be a DMZ. But typically what they'll do is they'll put up barricades or rope it off with some police tape. And then they'll actually station officers at that line. And as you can plainly see, hopefully, there's only one sign randomly placed up on a light pole about halfway up. That's not enough notice, in my opinion.
No, and that's fine. I'm saying, so you're saying a random sign. So when someone drives into, let's say Center City, and they park in some area, and there is a quote unquote random sign that says, "Hey, there are certain limitations to parking in this area," that's considered a random sign. That's not legitimate enough.
That's not comparable. He's not driving.
Doesn't matter if he's driving. I'm just saying you're
It
talking
does
about
matter.
signage.
If
Are
you can
you saying
find
the
me a
sign- are you
comparable,
saying the signage for a driver and a driver for, and the
if
signage
you can,
for,
if you can find a comparable analogy, I will accept it. This is
Okay.
where precedent comes from.
okay,
So,
no, I'm just understanding the argument. That's
Yep.
all.
I just want to take a moment to say hello to Fraud at Mania's channel, his viewers over there. Good to see you. Leave lots of comments. I will try to click on ones. And by the way, Fraud at Mania, if you do have a super chat or anything like that, just let me know. I will try to pause the show and give you.
I didn't even. I mean, I only realized a couple minutes. I didn't mean to stream on my channel.
No, it's dude. No,
it's streaming. Okay, my channel's streaming this. Okay.
It's perfectly fine. I just wanted
Sorry
to
about
welcome it. I wanted to welcome it. No, there's what do you? If I didn't want you to restream or didn't say it was permissible, I wouldn't have that option up for you. I'm happy for you to do that, man.
Yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate that.
But in all honesty, Brick, we don't live in that general area. So it might have been covered on the mainstream media where they could have been like, this is the start of the Karen retrial. They have an X amount of buffer zone, blah, 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 because they do that. Not to mention that where Bao's walking from, there is a sea of pink shirts.
Well, I would say I want you to notice to the left as he's walking, and when he walks past the sign, what do you notice? Do you notice that there are actually businesses, literally storefronts, past the sign?
So there's a lot of good points, and if I may try to, so why wouldn't there be a police officer posted there?
I'm sorry. Can you bring that back up, GS, so we can actually visualize?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So why wouldn't there be a police officer right here? Right here.
How to go record over there. Someone said that there's like a huge buffer zone over here, man. You can't go anywhere.
This is right there. Entering buffer zone.
Right.
Well, so I'm sorry. I don't understand why. I don't understand why that's not sufficient, though. That's just me. I don't understand.
Well,
does the sign need to be bigger?
Well, my question is, the buffer zone pertains to what? Recording in public?
So the buffer zone is they don't want any free Karen Reed shirts. They don't want any pink shirts. They don't want any like the blue shirt people, which would be like the Karen Reed or guilty people. They don't want any like YouTube personality there. If you're not mainstream media or have Massachusetts has this weird thing with their courts where you have to have a media pass, and to get a media pass, you have to have a website that's recognized. Like it's a whole jump through hoops bullshit, right? Like Turtle Boy had to do it.
Hey,
so if you're doing any of those things, you can't go into the buffer zone. So like Brick was saying, if you want to go use one of those business by their rules, you would have to take off your propaganda basically to enter the business to pass that buffer zone.
So okay, so it's not. Go ahead, somebody.
Yeah, I was just going to add also, if I was in this city walking in that direction and I saw enter buffer zone, I would probably not know what the heck they're talking about. I would not know what they're trying to restrict or what have you. Now that,
But to be fair,
I'm a small town country boy though.
But to be fair, he says right as he's entering it, there's a huge buffer zone, and he says what the buffer zone pertains to as he's doing precisely that which he says the buffer zone is saying you're not allowed to do.
Now, Doc, if you were going to go there to join a protest, because that's basically what that buffer zone's pertaining to. It has nothing to do with regular assholes walking up and down the street. It has to do with the protesters. So if you were going to go there to protest this Karen Reed movement with the rest of the people, either side, you should do your due diligence to know the rules of the area, just like anybody else going into any courthouse or any other government official building. We might not like the rules, but they're the rules.
Looks like a public sidewalk to me.
Yeah,
but understand. And here's the thing: that argument with the public sidewalk, different municipalities have different rules. I know back home in Philadelphia, some of the streets in center cities, the businesses have the rights to the sidewalk. They have to file for what's called a variance with the local municipality, where that they have control of the sidewalk past whatever, if it's a sign, if it's police officers, whatever. So the argument that it's just a sidewalk, that's not always a proper argument. It's
No. In this case, it would be. There's a street right there, along with a shoulder, and then from that shoulder, always at least 3 foot is standard easement.
But that's
federal.
That's not applicable in every state, though.
Yes, it's federal.
Not
It's
to
federal
mention,
law.
but that's okay. The Fed has nothing to do with this right now because Massachusetts, the governor allowed this to happen last trial. They allowed it to happen this trial. Like it or not, that's the rule they're allowing right now. It's fucked up. I don't agree with it, but that's the rule.
It's not unfettered. That's my point. It's not unfettered. You can't say, "Oh, well, it's unfettered in every state." It's not.
Well, I actually agree with you, Killa. So, Killa, you are absolutely right. The governor is the one who's allowing the courts to make rulings outside of the courthouse, which is completely inappropriate. What ruling does the judge have on the public streets? It's unheard of.
That's actually that's really good.
But even if that's the case, you just said so. Okay, so even if that's the case, the governor is allowing this to take place.
It's the governor's fault.
So then that boundary, that sign has effect, whether it's the governor or.
And in fact, as we will see, he is arrested by not the county, not the city, but the state police. That's the governor. Yep.
Well, think about it. 90% of this trial is about the state police, the corruption of the state police. So
that's interesting.
Do you really want to fuck around and find out?
They should not even be the ones guarding. It should be the feds.
One of the lead detectives in this case and Sandra Burmark case is the detective that grooms the witnesses for the state side. Go figure that out.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and proceed a little bit. Great discussions, by the way, guys. And I don't really think that what's interesting, Katie said something about the 10th Amendment. Now, I'm not a constitutional law scholar. The 10th Amendment allows Massachusetts to do what Massachusetts wants it to do in regards to quote unquote press.
No, the press is the people's right.
Excuse me, if I may.
That's states' rights, though, right? 10th is like federalist, the states' rights.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
I don't know. The whole Commonwealth thing is a whole nother ball game too. Like Commonwealths do different shits than regular like states do. Like,
yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's actually a good point.
When you look at the 10th Amendment, it literally says the people's rights or the state's rights, respectively. The word respectively means that if it's already established, then the people have the rights. So in the case of press, the people actually decide what that is. And so with press, okay, so the courts have decided in certain instances, like the Supreme Court, have decided what press means, but that definition sticks, and it's the people's power, the people's rights.
Okay. All right.
Go ahead, Fred. You wanted to say something.
No, I don't agree with that assessment, but I'm not going to argue it because
no. Please do. What
I understand the arguments
precisely?
on both sides. That's why it's like
Okay,
it's fine.
but I'm sitting here kind of on the fence, and I don't really have my mind made up one way or another on this.
How's your butthole feel?
Although, yeah, it's like the best.
Got that fence post.
You know what? That's a perfect answer. Anytime there's a disagreement, that's a perfect response. I love
Yeah,
it.
it's kind of like that summer that I rode my bike without a seat the whole time. Yeah,
Gotta get some butt cream.
yeah. But no, I mean, so
lube
the
in there.
10th. Well, we can have a deeper discussion on it later. Then I think Product Mania doesn't really want. It's not like a hill he's willing to die on. But let's go ahead and continue if we may.
He's gonna
I'm tired. That's all.
He's gonna
I'm just tired today.
press Turtle Boy. Get out of here! Oh shit!
Now, Teresa Mill has been saying some pretty salient things in the chat, I think. There used to be a time where we saw a sign, we'd show it, the signs would be respected. Polite societies would respect signs as long as they're not deemed tyrannical, I think. But to a hammer, everything looks like a nail, and that can get a little annoying when, you ever see a little kid running around with a plastic hammer, smacking everything. And
Yes, people can't even read signs when they're fucking driving anymore.
Well, there's that. I mean, there's all kinds of things. But
Well, they don't want to be distracted driving.
But so if you think about what if one of your family members was on trial, and what if there was a large group of the people that wanted to get inside, harass, harangue, do things that I guess they have a right to do? Well, no, harassment is a crime.
Right. But recording is not.
But harassment is apparently an interpretation. If someone is being obnoxious and asking an excessive amount of questions and speaking to someone a certain way, that's not harassment. That's a police officer's or even a court officer's interpretation. So,
But the way that she got away with this buffer zone area is because there's so many people out there protesting for free Karen Reed. They were worried, quote unquote, that the jury would see and hear the people screaming and chanting free Karen Reed, and it could sway the jury to be biased that Karen Reed really was innocent, and it would tip the scales in Karen Reed's favor. That's the real reason for the buffer zone.
Right. So it was safety over liberty.
Right.
I don't.
The safety of a free trial.
Yes,
a
exactly.
fair trial.
A fair trial. That's the term. A fair trial. That's in the Constitution.
Is it? No, it's not fair. Doesn't say fair. Just so you know.
Well,
But mind you, when the jury was getting ready to deliberate last trial, oh, sorry, I was getting feedback real bad, and so it threw me off. But when the jury was getting ready to deliberate last trial, they allowed the people that were the defense was accusing of being the killers of John O'Quee to sit across from the jury and basically fuck them down before they went back and voted not guilty or guilty on all charges.
Roger. Okay, I want to remind that we are restreaming this to other people's channels, and some of them might not want certain words to be said.
It's on my channel. You're good.
Okay.
Let them say
my
what
bad.
they want to say.
No, it's okay. No, it's okay. I just wanted to be respectful of it, because last time I said some word that got somebody kicked off of TikTok. She looked like an old boot. Her name was Sarah, the raging boot leather tomato. And she said that I was no longer allowed on her panel because I said the F slur, and I didn't know that she was multicasting to 13 different places. One of which was the communist China. whatever. But I would like to say, I would like to take this opportunity to engage this question on the other side of this. Eve says, if we're going to keep certain press out, then keep all out. Do not pick and choose. Other YouTubers were there and recording, but were not arrested. Hold your thoughts, guys, because I got to do a shameless plug.
Here it comes.
Packed full of ingredients, Cheesy Poops can really give you that quick pick-me-up. So remember, I love Cheesy Poops.
Hello. My name's Generally Specific, and for the low price of, I don't know, a 99-cent super sticker to the show, you can keep me in Cheesy Poops. Please consider donating to my Cheesy Poops fund to keep me in style. Thank you, and have a great day.
You love Cheesy Poops. We didn't eat Cheesy Poops. We'd be...
Lame.
And I just want to say thank you so much. I actually got the highfalutin ones, my wife, because we're big ballin' over here. We ain't no brokies. Thanks to your donations and your generosity to the chat out there, I can have the name brand party size Cheesy Poops.
Organic.
Oh, that's good stuff. That's the good stuff. Now I go by the Walmart brand of Cheesy Poops, and I'm just happy.
Do you remember the statement about don't pick and choose? If you're going to keep press out, keep all press, not some press. Any thoughts on that, gentlemen?
I agree with it 100%. I don't know if you know who Justin Pulliam is. But that's actually not. Yeah, that's actually an established case law now, and it actually created precedent where everybody is press.
Here the case law. What is it? Just so I can look it up. I don't know it.
It's the Pulliam case, 2024.
Okay. I just want to. I haven't read it. I just want to read it. That's all.
And I just want to add
What was it?
to Katie said's comment too that she just put up. I'm afraid that we might be seeing a similar situation in Texas too with protesters.
Yep.
Well,
So
if I may, with our audience, there's two sides to it. One side I saw GES Swag, who's always on it, and I'm trying to find this comment. He was said they did de-escalate. Bao refused to leave when told multiple times. That's understood at times. And the other comment was, play the bloody video, Lord Chopper. Haven't moved the foot. I think we need to see the video before we can really talk about like what actually.
I agree.
Took place, if possible. I haven't seen it, so I can't even. I'm over here giving my opinion, but my opinion could be wrong. I don't even know what actually happened. If we don't
And
mind.
we actually kind of got on this point about the buffer zone, and that's kind of where we were kind of.
I feel like the buffer zone is irrelevant if he actually was arrested because what took place during the arrest. I think we need to see that.
True. Yeah, that's actually very much true. I agree. Totality of circumstances, not narrative.
And I also agree, Katie said, I don't mind these, but I actually like the cheaper bag that I was eating last time, the one that I showed in the video clip.
The knockoff version is always better. Fun fact.
It's just amazing. All right, so we're gonna get into it. Lord Chopper, I don't want you to chop on anything that might be any of my tender bits. Keep those chompers to yourself.
There's a press conference in front of the building. I wonder if we're allowed to go record over there. Someone said that there's like a huge buffer zone over here, man. You can't go anywhere or do anything unless you're the press. So hopefully it's not true, man. Hopefully we can just walk down here and be degenerate. Oh, we got some scouts out there. I remember that scout over there. I think I've seen her before. Morning, Mike. How are you?
How you doing? Get back.
Get back this way?
Get back. Get across the street.
Over here?
Over here.
Oh,
across the
what's
street.
going
Go.
on?
Go.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Can you tell me what's going on?
So that could have been interesting right there because he could have gotten him from jaywalking. Right there was another opportunity that he could have, if he was trying to be a tyrant, could have immediately hemmed him up, I guess, right? And
That's.
it's gray because he's basically ordering him and directing him.
He actually is
approaching him.
directing him across the street. Right.
Yeah.
So what is the initial order here?
Get across the street.
Okay. So he's complying, right?
Yep.
Right.
Meaning do not go further than the boundary established orally.
No, you're reading
He said,
into a
he
lot.
said cross the street. That's what he told him.
Yep.
He said go across the street. Oh, this might be the boundary you're talking about right there, where this guy's standing.
If he's walking in the direction on the sidewalk and the officer says go across the street, meaning I'm walking towards you, do not come closer. In fact, go farther back. I think that means there's a boundary there. I mean, that's my interpretation.
Across the street.
Yes, that's my interpretation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very good.
You're getting locked up.
Do you know what?
You gotta keep moving. Back behind the buffer zone, okay?
Can you tell me what's going on?
Hey, trooper, deal with them.
You got to keep moving back behind the buffer zone. Okay. He's trying to get him to comply.
Yep. And he's
Okay.
across.
Okay. But but they gave him other instructions like Fraud at Mania is saying, but now
What was the other instructions? Can
to
we
get
roll
on
back?
the other side of the buffer zone. Here we go.
Over here?
Over here.
Oh,
across the
what's
street,
going
go.
on?
But in fairness, Bao is probably excited. He's trying to get to the area. He's trying to record it. He's got an audience. He's thinking about it. He's probably, like Let's said, probably a little distracted with his live stream, not really paying attention to signage. He might not be aware, but he said that apparently there's a huge buffer zone. I think he probably thought in his mind, when I see a cop, I know I'm at the buffer zone.
Well, let me ask you something. What do you see right there across the street?
Right there.
The guy with a flag. I would say
The guy with the flag.
Yeah, I see this guy right here.
So what's he doing there?
But I think this might be the buffer zone for this part of the street. I think that's
Okay.
what I'm telling you.
That makes more sense. If that's the buffer zone, that makes more sense.
If that's the buffer zone. Okay.
If it is.
Okay.
Go.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Can you tell me what's going on?
You cross the street, you're getting locked up.
Okay, he said if you cross the street, meaning going back the way he just came, you're getting okay, hold on. You're getting what?
Locked up.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Can you tell me what's going on?
You cross the street, you're getting locked up.
Okay, that's pretty definitive. If you cross the street, you're getting locked up. Yes?
It looks like the guy's selling American flags. Like, look at the little baggie in his hand. It looks like a bunch of little American, handheld American flags.
Is that a dude
Or
that
it could
might
be
a
someone.
chick.
It could be someone that's already in violations of the officer's order, and other officers are coming to arrest him. He's just standing there. Could be
Yeah,
that too.
that could be that. yeah.
Technically, no.
All right.
Could be.
Possibly, yeah.
Do you know what? Can you,
You gotta keep moving. Back behind
I think that's a female.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
You said
Can
can you tell me what's going on?
Hey, trooper, deal with them.
Hey, can you tell me what's going on? I'll comply.
He said if he doesn't want to move, lock him up. And I just heard Bao get ready to say, I'll comply, right?
Yep.
Hold on. All right, let's play it again.
Hey, can you tell me what's going on? I'll comply with you. I just don't know what's going on. I just got here. Yeah.
Case going on.
Yeah.
We got the
Do you see the fact that he said, I'll comply with you, that immediately caused a de-escalation in this trooper? Did you see his countenance changed? He walked over as soon as Bao said, I'll comply to you. Comply with you. I just want to know what's going on.
Tell me he don't look like a SpongeBob character with that
I'm
face.
telling you, man. Straight out of Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Time to the prosecution coming, right? So time, place, restrict. We can restrict.
Yo, Rock, why are you picking on the Italians, man? What's up? You've been back
Yeah.
my Italian brothers. That's like my stomping ground up in this area, just so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, forget about it.
I do
Yeah,
have a-
What's that?
no, I do have a question. Well, I'll let it play out before I ask my question.
I was going to be a cop or a gay male stripper. I flipped the coin to decide. No, look at him, man. He makes all the boys happy in the locker room. Look at him.
Turns out I can be both.
In this case, right? So I want to point out that it is very, very important in such a volatile situation that communication is extremely important. You have badged men with firearms roaming around. Okay. Communication is very, very important. Understanding what the quote unquote buffer zone is, if that's a thing, or what the orders are, if it's a legal order. Communication at this point is extremely important.
Okay.
I still don't know why they have the state troopers this time, because I believe in the chat could tell me if I'm wrong. I think last trial they actually had the Stoughton Police Department there doing all this like guarding, and it was actually pretty like laid back and chilled. Like they didn't have the state police presence like they did now. It was like the next town over or 2 town over cops, and it was like relaxed.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say,
I just go ahead.
hold on, I just got some housekeeping to do. This is from my mods. Just understand.
Larry, what the hell are you doing?
Larry!
Larry, you can't just.
Larry! Oh, are you all right? How you...
Larry! Righto. What's going on here?
Sir, I'm arrested. Oh.
Especially that last pussy. All right, so yeah, just you can handle it. How dare you? How dare you? Oh, by the way, Tav was talking mad smack against somebody that that I like.
You shall not pass!
Yeah,
You said Tav. I'm sorry.
no, not Tav. Yeah, Tav was actually.
That's good. That one's
get-
good. That one's good.
I guess he was actually Tav was talking mad smack against we call him Gandalf here. It's I Am Free Inland Auditing Media. He was talking mad smack about him. I guess I don't know. I'd have to pay attention better to Tav, which is kind of hard to do. All right, let's get back to it because people are gonna get mad. I don't want Lord Chomper to not become a member. Oh wait, he never will become a member.
I just got here. I don't know what's going on.
Order.
You have another cell
the
phone?
order.
Huh?
You have another cell phone?
I
You got the QR code.
man,
right
I do have another cell phone. I just don't want to scan anything. Can you tell me what's going on? And I'll comply to whatever you need me to comply with.
So we just have a buffer zone. And
That's interesting. That's smart on Bao's part. Yeah, I just don't want to scan anything because what you're doing is now you're tracking me. I don't consent to that. That's an illegal search, seizure, information
God.
gathering, in my opinion.
I do
What,
agree with that.
I'm not a fan of that, dude. I listen. If I want to give up my identity, that's one thing. But if you're trying to trick me into like scanning something that's going to now potentially put something harmful on my phone.
Well, no, it's even more than that. So when it comes to tracking and that sort of thing, right? So I could be writing a story, right? I could be doing some documentation. I could be doing some investigation. Now, if it lands on the wrong person's desk that I'm investigating this or that, here it is. Now that wrong person has that information all of a sudden because they have access to it. Now, that's not something I want to allow.
Okay, well, I mean, apparently Fraud at Mania is not he's going to do the really over dramatic. He's not, you know what, an ellipsis is only 3 dots, right?
No.
That's some extra Valley Girl gag me with a telephone pole bullshit.
Listen, not at all.
Flailing.
I think that's a very extreme take in a non. I just don't see it.
Well, hold on. Is it possible that by scanning a QR code, you are actually, because you're choosing to scan it, that you're acquiescing, you're signing the small print without realizing you're signing whatever small print is associated with the fact that you elected to scan something somebody told you needed to scan?
Well, I mean, so
is it possible? I'm testing your logic. I want to see if you're an insane person. Is it possible that could be utilized in a
if every measure of authority is a corrupt individual that's looking for that, then yes.
That's not the question I asked you.
No. That was the question.
Answer the question I asked you. The question I asked you, because you did oh God, with a real long dramatic, like threw yourself on the floor because mommy didn't get you the toy you wanted at Toys R Us. All right, now you're an adult. You're on my panel. I'm going to treat you like an adult. Now, please answer the question that I asked you. The question I asked you, I'll repeat for you. Is it possible that there could be something, no matter how slight or how extreme, nefariously minded by electing to scan something that could have a backdoor access to your phone that you're granting it because you chose to scan it.
Yes.
It's possible.
Yes.
Would
So,
you have
but-
would you
but-
have a problem with that?
Do I have a problem if that was
No.
the case?
I said, would you have? It could be completely innocuous, but would you have a problem?
I'm answering your.
Okay.
Yes, you're asking the question I'm trying to answer. The answer is yes.
Okay.
Yes. My
But then
question is just why are
what's with the spurging then? I don't get it.
No, I'm saying why are we assuming that's the case with this circumstance? Why are you
assuming it's not?
Because hold on, if we're talking about like individuals of authority and we're talking about in this case Bao is complying with the authority, that means it's legitimate authority. If it's fake authority, then why should Bao comply at all?
Wait, I think you just moved the goalpost.
Oh, then maybe I'm just not understanding. I'm sorry.
No, maybe I don't understand. It's
You guys are talking about the QR code and the reason why he doesn't want to scan it.
right. That's what I thought we were talking about. Now,
Well,
Bao, go ahead.
Okay, so his reason for not wanting to scan it would be, if, as you say, GS, if somehow he scans it and then his Fourth Amendment rights are violated because it's not constitutional for them to.
I don't I don't presume to want to even think that I understand mens reas of Bao's mind on a normal day basis, let alone.
I'm just not understanding. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So
That
what I'm
was
saying,
good,
I don't. No, I don't.
That's fair.
I don't speak for the state of his mind or what his intention or why he didn't want to scan a QR code. That's irrelevant to me. I'm saying why I would not want to. Now, I probably would scan it not thinking anything of it. Like most people that are sheeple probably would. But because I started watching a lot of people that tell me that I have more rights than I've been exercising, I start to question things a little bit more.
But that's fair. I don't understand. I don't understand the question. That's fair. That's absolutely logical.
Yeah, no, and I just wanted to understand why you had such an exaggerated response to it, and I want to make you had an opportunity.
My exaggerated response was to some. I don't even remember the comment. I have to go back and look. But
it's okay.
Someone.
I just wanted to make the comment about the situation where he's not wanting to scan it. So ultimately, someone with authority walks up to you and says, "Hey, scan this with your phone." Right?
That's
now,
regardless
of whether you believe it's going to happen or not, that is giving the permission. If you do scan it, you are actually giving them that permission.
You're acquiescing, yes, and
Yes.
and that could be very, very dangerous.
Yes.
All right.
And really seriously, GS Fraudermania, he always overreacts. So that's just his nature.
I didn't
Oh,
overreact.
no,
I
that's
didn't
fine.
overreact. Someone said something in the comment. I don't even remember what I responded to.
Hold
I
on.
don't even remember.
Did he just overreact to saying he doesn't overreact?
Yes, he did. Yeah.
I thought so too. Hanky
You know-
Spanky
you know-
says,
you know what?
just play the video. Why don't you go play the video? Hanky Spanky.
enough.
Are you wanting me to not use fair use so that I get my channel struck down? So that's what this is called. This is called fair use because I'm not just playing the fucking video, you retard.
Well,
Why don't
actually-
you do what you want to do, retard, on your own channel? Retard.
Well, actually, this is not just fair use. This is really fair use.
Yes.
True, because he can't do anything about it right now.
No,
terrible.
I'm not mocking
terrible.
that. I'm
terrible
not
people.
mocking that. I'm not mocking that. I don't wish for anyone to get put in jail for not breaking the law. But okay, let's keep. He says he wants to comply, but I've seen Bao say he wants to comply while he does everything but comply before on so many videos. It's ridiculous. Back
Bro,
in the Freeman days.
This trooper, he just stepped off a horse. He just came from the Canadian wilderness.
Don't make fun of the Met, dude. I thought you were a Yankee.
No, I'm a
that's
Southern
how
boy.
that's how we dress up there. Connecticut's got really something similar. too.
I've lived up there though. Yeah, he definitely looks like he just came from the streams and the rocks of the northern
That's a
Appalachian way.
great
above.
argument. Great argument. Rich and compelling. All right, ad hominem. All right.
Because of the case and
Yeah.
because of how well known it is, right? So we got a buffer zone, so we can
Yeah.
have a fair and impartial trial, right? So we have signs, right? There's going to be a sign.
So he gave him the guidelines. Here's why we're doing a buffer zone, whether you agree with it or not. This is currently what's going on.
Mhm.
It's to try to assure a fair and unbiased trial, right? That's the argument, right? That's what it seems like to me, anyway.
Right on that street, right? See where it says Old Fellows Hall?
Completely missed it, but I'll go read it.
Old Fellows Hall, like right there, is where the buffer zone starts. Okay, so you gotta move it. So you just gotta move.
He's
it
just
along,
explaining
okay?
it to me.
But you're not talking, so you can move.
I mean, I just got here, man. I just got into town. I'll keep it moving. Yeah, can you tell me what's going on? Yeah.
So you got a buffer zone. Right? So that's it.
What was that? I don't.
Okay, so now he is pointing out that there is a buffer zone. And so it wasn't just crossing the street now. Now it's cross the street and go way the F back to where you came from. Now that's a whole different directive.
How many officers have spoken to him at this point?
I mean, it sounds like he's at least two directly.
3.
Well, right, but that he's acknowledged as having spoke before.
Right.
The
So
first
there's
one
the
that approached
bicycle
him-
cop and three uniformed.
Okay.
I thought it was
Okay.
the bicycle cop into 2 uniforms, unless I missed the third
Well,
uniform.
yeah, right before this officer walks up and grabs him, there's a third officer
Okay.
that
I
he
missed
walked
that.
past. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought
If
he
you want to
didn't
scoot
say
it back a
anything.
little, you want to scoot
No,
it back a
it's
little?
not necessary. I just I didn't catch him saying
Well,
anything.
Well, we're
But-
gonna probably want to do that anyway, because I wanted to speak a little bit about the reactions of certain individuals. If we could just back it up a little bit to right before. Oops, that's
Sorry,
too far.
my I got like a little detachable keyboard over here, and I think my forearm
Yep.
touched it. Sorry about that, folks. We're not watching the whole 3 hours of this. So just so everyone knows, it's
No.
so it's probably going to be like maybe
No, plays a full 3 hours.
no.
Yeah.
Right.
I just got here. I don't know what's going on.
Order.
You
We are
have another
restricting
cell
the
phone?
order.
Huh?
You have another cell phone?
What's up, you?
I
1, 2.
QR code.
man,
right
I do have another cell phone. I just don't want to scan anything. Can you tell me what's going on? And I'll comply to whatever you need me to comply
Yeah,
with.
so we just have a buffer zone.
So that's at least 3, right? That's the bicycle cop. There's the trooper, the other trooper that was across the street. That's at least 3 now.
Because of the case and
Yeah.
because of how well known it is, right? So we got a buffer zone, so we can
Yeah.
have a fair and impartial trial, right? So we have signs, right? There's gonna be a sign right on that street, right? See where it says Old Fellows Hall?
Okay, so now he's telling them GTFO way over there.
It's
Yep.
called direct notice.
And he gave him a marker and said, "Do you see X?"
Completely missed it, but I'll go read it.
Okay, now he admits I completely missed it, but I'll go read it.
Yep.
Right? Okay.
Old Fellows Hall, like right there, is where the buffer zone starts. Okay, so you got to.
So the conversation- hold
He's
on,
just
hold on,
explaining it to me.
Stop it right there. So the
So
conversation is
Bao
not
just
complete.
said, yes, Bao just said this guy's not done talking, but Bao
Right.
just said to the guy who's approaching aggressively, he just explained it to me.
Yep.
But
So
he's not
now
gonna give him a chance to. Yep. Okay. Go
I
ahead.
want you to relate to this, right? So you've been on panel quite often, right? And
Yeah.
you know what happens when 2 and 3 and 4 people start
Oh,
talking
yeah.
to you,
No, yeah.
right? You're paying attention to this one, you're paying attention to that one. What? And I want you to notice that, because these officers at this point, in my opinion, those other 2 officers, with this officer standing here explaining this situation, okay? If this officer has authority to tell Bao where to go, why are the other 2 officers getting involved?
Agreed. That's a good
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's
At
that's
that
one of his,
point, that's where they say too many heads spoil this, too many cooks spoil the soup. It's that very reason, because everyone has their own interpretation. If one officer's taking command, there's no reason for everyone else to get involved and then
Now it's
confuse the
confusing.
poor guy. I agree.
Yep.
it's supposed to be one officer making that communications to the suspect. You don't have
the
3
other-
or 4. Yeah.
And the other officer, the bicycle cop, is standing there watching, keeping his back.
Right.
Yeah. Situation's under control. All right. So I mean, yeah, that's a really good point. So he's given a directive. This guy, the one you're picking on, actually gets pretty good marks.
Yeah, he's reasonable.
So you're not talking, so you can move.
So he said
That
well,
guy's
this is-
unreasonable. You're
Right.
not talking, so you can move. Hey, wait, what are you doing here? Eh? Get out of here. Eh? Got the total
Well,
Massachusetts attitude.
Yeah.
No, he was talking to the flag guy,
Yeah. he
the
was
flag
talking-
person.
Yeah.
Right.
But, which
so
is
he's
fine.
unreasonable.
So-
Possibly because the flag guy was trying to interject himself in a situation he had no business to. Potentially.
Possible.
Potential. It's potential. We don't know.
Yeah.
And
No, I
and,
agree.
and I actually agree with you that that's an interesting point because now there's two people on scene. It's not just one. The flag guy was apparently, if you look at it, the situation, they probably looked at him behind the line of the sidewalk. He's behind the buffer zone. That flag guy probably knew exactly where the buffer zone was, right? Now that flag guy, if he's behind the buffer zone, that officer right there talking to him to get out of here, that's completely unreasonable because he's on the side street. He was literally standing off the sidewalk.
But he told them where the buffer was. That's the only thing.
True. I mean,
So
whether
that
it's
would be my-
lawful or unlawful, the thing here is to live to fight another day.
I would agree with that. I think and Katie Zed said, well, he was put on notice. He was put on notice that there was the place to go. You're on notice. You need to move. I think the other cop came over very aggressively and prevented that from happening.
And by the way, the one that's in the background right here, his name is Mike, right? That's the first cop that approached him and told him to get across the street.
But also, the buffer zone isn't just the main road; it's a radius around the area. So it doesn't matter if the guy's on the side street or not. It's in a radius around the courthouse.
I think at this point in time, Bao knew he needed to go. This guy right here,
I mean,
he elevated it.
Yes,
And then
he escalated.
This is the guy that originally said, go handle this. He sent people to handle it, and then he comes over and puts hands on him.
But see, I believe in a moment like that, when there's someone that's committing an infraction and an officer is assigned, there's no reason for other officers to get involved unless that person is being physical or that person is visibly obstructing or visibly contradicting the orders being given.
We don't know what happened before the camera ever went on. Because if you notice, when Bao was walking up, the officer, that came up.
I disagree with that. Only, and not to cut you off.
Dude. You didn't even hear how you disagree with something that you don't even know what the hell I'm saying. You literally cut me off mid-sentence because he walked up to that officer coming up to him. He goes, "Hi, Mike," like they had a conversation before the camera was ever on. How would you know that's Officer Mike? You're just walking up to him.
He's had interactions with Mike before.
That's what I mean. So something happened before the camera ever went on that we just don't know about.
Yep.
Well, the question is, was the guy's name actually Mike, or was just Bao being Bao?
I believe it's Mike because he says it a few times.
Okay, well,
And
they're
if I
obviously
may-
that's a really good point, Killer. Go ahead, Fraud.
If I may, and I apologize for cutting you off, Killa. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. You have a very valid point. The reason why I said I disagree is because if that was the case, then I think an interaction would have taken place sooner because Bao had an interaction with this officer for a good 30 seconds, 45 seconds or so. So if he was a threat, that officer would have interjected much sooner. I believe.
Well, hold on. So, hold on. So now I just had this image of myself of if he had an interaction with him, that means that the phone was probably down. He didn't have any kind of paraphernalia on him that would denote he was one side or another.
Mm-hmm.
So he wasn't hassled. He probably had a conversation with this officer,
Correct.
which would intimate to me that he's already had an interaction. Now, would I put it past half of these frauditors, not auditors, but frauditors, to purposely try to kick the hornet's nest just to get arrested or to create some kind of drama for clicks and views? No, I wouldn't put it past them at all. I mean, the reason why Mike is so irritated right now is because this could have all been already clearly spelled out to him, asked and answered, and he's just being fucking Bao.
Absolutely.
Is that possible?
That's
very possible.
In the realm of possibility, absolutely. And I'll put one a step further. We have auditors that even admit that is the sole purpose of them auditing certain facilities. And they'll say on their videos, We were told we cannot do what we're doing, but we're going to go back and do it to
Right.
see if we are arrested.
Standing. Yeah, they're gonna flex. Okay.
But
Why
The officer Mike is also dealing with all the people behind him and whatnot. So as soon as he told Bao to go across the street, it was only 3 or 4 seconds when he told the other officers, go handle these two. So it's not like, so Officer Mike's dealing with everything going on his side, where the jury and witnesses and the family and everybody else is entering. So it's not like he could just leave his post to come mess with Bao. If you notice, now everything's clearing up. Now he's like, oh, this has been going on for too long, so I better step in.
Yeah,
You know, and I want to bring the point about communication back up. So communication is very important when you have a lot of people talking to you all at once. It can become very confusing.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's continue on.
Just got here, man. I just got into town. I'll keep it moving. Yeah, can you tell me what's going on? Yeah.
So you gotta buffer zone.
Now, see, now that's Bao being Bao. Dude, how many times are you going to ask him, can you tell me what's going on, as he told you already?
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of what
I'll tell you what my perception of it is. He's been approached by a second officer, and his version of just let me know what's going on is, can you tell me what's going on? Like, it's just the way he talks.
No, this is Bao's troll. This is straight up the way Bao trolls.
I agree with that. Yeah.
This is just like when he comes on GS and he's like, GS, what's up with that mannequin? Oh, what's that symbol mean? Oh, well, what country's that from? What does it look like? What color is it? Like, that's the way he starts like trolling people.
Yeah, it's 100%. So yeah, fuck him in his tiny little pussy.
That's it. What was that? I don't.
Oh, GS, you saw a code. GS, you saw a code.
Yeah. Oh my God, he isn't doing anything. I miss Massachusetts.
When he was screaming earlier, I said he sounds like the lady when I order Chinese food. 10 minute. You come now. Cash.
Oh, you call shitty chicken.
Let me ask
Welcome to City Food.
Shitty walk. Shitty walk. You want number 4? Okay. Oh, we're getting canceled.
Just keep it moving. I'm recording still.
Just remember, folks, no cats or dogs were harmed during Bao's live.
Yeah, but there was some harm.
That's going pretty far, but I love it.
But there was some harm done to.
There's only one skin, 2 skin, 3 skin. Where's my foreskin tonight?
Oh, you call that a foreskin? I use my foreskin on our rice patty.
I'm sorry. That caught me up. It's like paying for the foreskin. It's already gone, though.
Hey, welcome to the best show on the internet.
So tell me the truth. Is there any reason that officer should have ran across the street to basically grab him up? Is there any reason?
Well, if he's the supervising officer, he gave a directive. The officers weren't moving as fast as he wanted them to. That could have been his justification. Now,
yes, Brick, this is what you call roid rage.
That he's not wrong. It's probably no-dos.
That is a reason. Bro. Yes, that is a reason.
Listen to me now, bitch, or you're gonna get hit.
Yeah,
that's like people don't understand what the airfield or where the Rangers were in Fort Lewis, Washington. When I was going to the area that I was going to be barracks at, and where my CP was going to be, I'm looking at it. I'm like, what the hell is that over there? I'm like, they're like, oh, that's where the Rangers are. I'm like, why is the concertina wire facing inward?
You're like, oh man, look at you, no neck and no balls. Good job, buddy.
Yeah. So think about it for a second. Why? Oh, wait, the Rangers are inside that compound. why is the razor leaning into the compound as opposed to protecting the compound by leaning outward? Huh? And I was like, he's like, that's to keep the Rangers from fucking with everyone else. I was back in the 90s, bro. They were hopped up on no-dos and steroids, bro. It was insane.
No-dos and
seriously.
Jolt.
Go ahead, Brick.
2 questions. 1, what do you believe they charged him with? Number 2, did he commit a crime?
I don't know about a crime. Trespassing. Can he be
Nah, it would have been contempt of court.
Bingo. Thank you,
interesting.
Killa. Yes. That's why they call it a buffer
And
zone.
that's accurate. Yeah.
And then they could have got him with resisting the way he was acting
It would have been
towards the end.
Yeah,
this
this will be a lawsuit. This will be a lawsuit.
Well, maybe that's what he was looking for.
Maybe, but that's of course speculation, which I'm not opposed to speculation. I'm just saying, like, that is definitely something that he would have to tell you, and I imagine he won't.
I doubt it, because there is no Supreme Court cases that would go with that narrative in that area. So there's other ones like in different states, like but Massachusetts is hard. Everybody that tries suing in that, the Supreme Court is a real stickler for allowing the government to kind of walk all over everybody.
I agree.
So
Killer, you got this one. You can read that comment.
Oh, the meth withdrawals and wall climbing as the hours tick by will be epic. Yeah. Zip dung beetle. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Bao will definitely be doing the alcohol Harlem shakes in there.
Oh my goodness. That's
Gentlemen, if I may briefly, the
Sure.
wife has informed me that she gave me a few extra minutes, but her exact
All right.
words were, "You owe me, bitch." So I have to go.
Okay, I'm going to say this. Will, you guys
Have a
say,
good night,
I
everyone.
am in charge here.
Good night, bro.
Will, you guys say I'm in charge, and you're going to stay home. You're going to hang out, and she can't tell you. You got to take charge, Will.
That's when you go.
Joe, how many times has that ever worked with your wife? 0.
So
That's when
Manny,
you go, hey, the couch is comfortable, ho.
I just want to say that I appreciate as much as I probably don't agree with a lot of you guys' side. I do appreciate the opposing view because it is absolutely necessary. Free speech is not for speech that we like. So I appreciate it. Thank you for the criticism.
Brick, I will tell you, and I've said this before. These are conversations I like. I'm tired of people that just show up on my channel and are like, yeah, Constitution, this and that. I like a good pushback. Number one, it makes sure I know what I'm talking about, but also it looks at the objective side of everything, because there's two sides to everything. So it's like, if there's two sides, and GS knows this. GS is good at that. There's two sides to everything. If everyone is aware of that, then we can have a good conversation without just saying, oh, he's my enemy. It's not my enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the other side. So we're all good. We're all absolutely.
Yep.
Good evening, Miss Kelly Brown. Good to see you. Anyone else that hopped in recently? I'll take this opportunity to say hello to you and welcome.